Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. Ring the little bell so you're notified when new videos drop. And this is a review of Doctor Who. Philip Hinchliffe presents The God of Phantoms. The latest in the Philip Hinchliffe Presents range of Doctor Who. So this from Big Finish. So this range started life as the Missing Stories, right? They had this very good, I really like this range, Missing Stories, they're variable quality, of stories that were nearly made but never were. So you had Foe from the Future, which became Talons of Weng Chiang. And honestly, when you see these things, you go, oh, it was so much better than what they did on TV. They did the original version, for example, of, what's it called again? Revenge of the Cybermen, called Return of the Cybermen. And it was basically Revenge of the Cybermen with Robert Holmes taken out. And wow, it's so much worse. It felt like rejected ideas. So they sold well, obviously, so they wanted to make some more. So they asked Philip Hinchliffe, what type of thing would you do with Doctor Who if you and Tom Baker and Louise Jameson? What would you like? What would your something that fits in there? And so that's basically what he comes up with basic ideas, and then Mark Platt writes. So Mark Platt takes the place of Robert Holmes. The range is mediocre. It's okay. It's always lovely to hear Tom Baker. Latest one out as a God of Phantoms. Not great, I'm afraid. We're going to be reviewing it. Before we get into the review, like, share, subscribe. That'll be fan-dabby, double dozy. Thank you very much. I am actually very, very appreciative of everybody who likes, share, subscribe, comment. Let me know what you think. You want to be nice? Check out my Indiegogo coming offline very soon. The print, everything's ready. Now it's ready to input, give it to the printers. I'm just trying to work out a logistic thing. I'll talk about in other videos. Not going to bore you with it now. Anyway, go check it out. It's in the video notes. 2 great graphic novels, blah blah blah, posters for the male gaze. I've said the whole thing before. It's a Doctor Who video, so we'll have a bit of Perry action. Why not? Okay, let's. And I said comment, right? And if you're subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed. If you're not subscribed, if you can consider hitting the subscribe button, that would be very nice. Fine, The God of Phantoms. I know, I was put off by this one straight away by the cover. And it's a really stupid reason to be put off by it. But, boy, was it, it just came together as not being very good. So the basic idea isn't bad, right? The basic idea is, could have worked, again, I think with Robert Holmes writing it instead of Mark Platt. And as a 4-part story rather than a 6-part story. That's the thing. When I was listening to this, I just wanted it to be over. I was like, oh, God, just finish already. Look, Tom Baker, good as always. Louise Jameson, good as always. The basic premise is, firstly, I thought they were in the past at first. I thought they landed in, the 17th century America, when it was trappers. And that's the kind of level of technology, 17th century, 18th century, that kind of era. Then it becomes apparent, no, this is a former colony, kind of that has devolved, kind of like, what's the one? Face of Evil. What's the name of the planet? Not Zoanon, 17, I can't remember the name of the planet. I can't remember. Anyway, kind of like that. But it was not delivered well in a way that was very, very clear. And then there were kind of a lot of elements going into it before you really got to the point of the story, which was about halfway through, right? Halfway through. Let's read the blurb first, see what they said about it. Philip Hinchliffe, the acclaimed producer of Doctor Who from 75 to 77, returns to tell new stories for the Fourth Doctor and Leader. Yeah, I think that explains it as good as anything else. The title brings the Doctor and Leader to a colonial world in the distant future. Who knew, right? It was not... It was not apparent, right? It was not very apparent. By the way, just to point out, these things were a continuation of the Lost Stories. You see the cover design was identical for the Lost Stories. And, Philip Hinchliffe. But yeah, so basically what's going on with it. They are not the only visitors to the place. The people of this planet are seeing ghosts. of their lost friends and relatives, and the ghosts are stealing people. So honestly, this mystery was resolved, but I was so bored. But I can't even remember, and I was like, oh god, again, I was just waiting for the. Funny thing is, Philip Hinchliffe, when he promoting this, was going around saying how much he liked the 4-episode format, how he could tell a good, strong story with that, and he preferred it to the 45-minute episode that modern Doctor Who is. But he liked them 2-parters, okay, which are basically the same thing. So you could, I don't know why they're doing 6-parters. 6-parters, especially in the Hinchliffe era, were essentially 4-parters with a 2-parter put on. I mean, is Caesar Doom, is that a Philip Hinchliffe one? I think it must be, right? Yeah, Sarah J must be, and Invasion of Time. No, Invasion of Time was after he left. But again, it was a 4-parter with a 2-parter. Genesis of the Daleks, 6-parter. That held together nicely. Trapped in the middle of an escalating conflict, and the conflict was never really explained either, right? The Doctor and Leader investigate the source of the spirits, find a diabolical machine and terrible secret, a foe long since forgotten. So, okay, I'm going to start spoiling it at this point because, honestly, if you've just want my recommendation, it's a miss. It's definitely a miss. And I'm amazed to say that, with a Tom Baker release. But Tom Baker, Louise Jameson release, but it's a miss. Kind of makes me feel better. I was on the fence about buying the table read of Genesis of the Daleks original version, which is Genesis of the Daleks without Robert Holmes. Again, it's insane. Or the Ark in Space, which is called the Doctor Who and the Ark by John LaCrotti. Again, why do I want to hear classic Doctor Who made worse? But I was on there because it's Tom Baker, and how can there be a Tom Baker release that I'm not gonna get? I don't understand. This makes me feel much more comfortable about that because it just it really wasn't good. It really wasn't good. Okay, so spoiler warning. So you see on the cover there's a Time Lord, a Time Lord wearing basically the same garb that you saw in Genesis of the Daleks. So I guess I'm not spoiling anything there. So fine, we haven't got spoiler territory there. But the idea is this: there's there's shenanigans going on with Gallifrey. They should have actually brought in the CIA a bit more. They created this. Okay, so I'll go back. I'll tell you in the order they reveal it. It turns out the Doctor's been there before, but he's had this whole adventure wiped from his mind completely. Because it was there on behalf of the Time Lords fighting this guy. I guess is the guy with the white beard, who is this ultimate evil adversary that was created by the Time Lords in some weird experiment, and then the Doctor had to destroy, and then they had to erase his memory of it. So the elements there are good, right? It was a Gallifreyan interference, more dirty politics, Manchurian Candidate stuff going on, and the devolved society. The actual machine that goes through that makes these apparitions was just really kind of boring and grating. And then you got these villains called the Loggerheads, again they may have explained who they are or what they can. I was just bored out my bloody mind. Really, I was like, oh God, just let it end, please let this end. So yeah, not a recommend, I'm afraid, not a recommend. And it's just weird because I like Mark Platt, I like Philip Hinchliffe, I like Tom Baker, I like Louise Jameson. You know why this really failed? It's because on the making of extras, you have Dave Richardson. You hear on these things, and he said Philip Hinchliffe kept phoning me up with an idea, and it was like, yes, greenlit straight away. Yeah. I think it was just something they considered to be a safe thing. Philip Hinchliffe will give the script idea to Mark Platt, and Mark Platt will write it, and everybody will buy it. And everybody did buy it because it got Tom Baker in it. But that's going away, mate. That's going away. I mean, listen, if you look at this month, let's have a look at What's new? This is the month they're really starting to feel the me moving on from Big Finish. Like I would always buy the I would buy the 11th Doctor Adventures. I'll get the excerpt. I'll give it a go. I'll get the excerpt. I like the first one. I like Jake Dubin as Matt Smith. But honestly, the trailer I heard, he sounded less like Matt Smith than I heard before. And you know, it's like I don't want to be lectured by incompetent writers about their political views, which is what a lot of Big Finish is now. The 11 is something I would have bought without question. No, everything Colin Baker's done recently has been absolutely unwatchable, unlistenable. Let's have a quick look. Go Colin Baker, yeah. So let's go back. Yeah, okay. End of the beginning. I'm awful. The whole main range was like the last year or two has been. You know, actually, the cutoff is when they started using the Jodie logo. Where that's when you could pretty much be guaranteed a bad one. Colony Affair reasonably dull, but a similar story idea actually to this one. God of Phantoms. Plight the Pimpernel. Yeah, look, Perry's playing Scarlet Pimpernel. 5'2" Perry with, let's be honest, huge boobs is not going to be a split for a bloke, which they goes through the whole thing. Six Rock and Perry, awful. Oh my god, there's every story unlistenably bad. Lovecraft Invasion, awful. Scorched Earth. Yeah, you make the National Socialists from the 1930s. They make them friendly. You make them give them like dimension. And that's great, but at the same time, you know, the current political people don't match them politically. They're irredeemably evil. Cry of the Volcrus again, dull. Blood on Santa's Claw, yeah, dull. Ultimate Evil, there's one of the lost stories. Harry Houdini's well, very dull. I was actually looking forward to that one. Embassy of the Daleks, also dull. This was the last good one they did with Colin Baker. Memoirs of a Tyrant, right? How far before that they yeah, look, if I keep going backwards and I get to the old logo and I'll be like the quality's amazing. Quality picks up. As soon as the new logo's back on, quality just picks right up. The old logo is incredible, absolutely incredible. So anyway, yeah, not a recommend. Missy, I would have got this if it wasn't for Gemma Whelan as the meddling monk, who's not very good as a meddling monk. Her portrayal of it is just, and they were just excited about like, hey, look, we're doing a gender swap. Yeah, we've seen that trick before. That's not unusual. Clone Masters will probably be good because they're feeling a bit iffy about it, and they slapped the Daleks on the cover of this Peter Davison one in an effort to get us to buy it. Ain't working. This whole main range story storyline has been awful, right? Ain't working, mate. Goodbye. So yeah, do I get rid of this? Wink. Doctor Who, God of Phantoms. Is it worth your $16.99? Nah. Bottom line, nah, it is not. Better luck next time. Is all I can say. My name is Tzvi Lebetkin, the Rabbi from another planet. Please like, share, and subscribe, and ring the little bell. So you're notified when new videos drop.